أنا عمر أبو مرة، عمري 24 سنة، درست هندسة الكهرباء بجامعة البلقاء التطبيقية، وحالياً بشتغل في الأنتونية. أنا زي كل الشباب، بدي أتخرج، أقعد شوي، أطلع أدرس برا، بدي أهاجر، يعني من يوم ما تخرجت هم بيحكوا لي جيب إنجليزي عشان تشتغل، فصارت بناء عليها. بس يعني أنا كنت عارف يعني مطلقاً أي حدا بده يتطور في حياته لازم يتعلم إنجليزي ولازم يتقن اللغة الإنجليزية. بس كانت المعضلة إنه وين أو كيف. جو الحصة من أجمل الشغلات اللي مرت علي في فترتي كطالب. إشي بتفوت عليه ساعتين بتحكي ما بدي يخلصوا الساعتين. الإيمان بالفكرة زاد بشكل رهيب. يعني أنا كنت طالب كنت أحكي للناس عنها وإلى آخره، بس لما صرت أستاذ وصرت بشتغل في الأنتونية يعني أنت بتصير مؤمن في الفكرة وحاب كل الناس توصل لهم ويفكروا فيها ويقتنعوا فيها زي ما أنت مؤمن فيها. الأنتونية بيصقل شخصية، بيطور مهارات، بيكسر حواجز كثير كبيرة. Hello everyone, I just want to start by introducing myself. I'm Omar Abu Murrah and I was born September 6, 1996. Anyways, I was born and raised in Jordan. I'm a practicing Muslim, so obviously I believe in one God. And I'm a native Arabic speaker, but I also speak English fluently, as you can see. I'm also really into soccer, so I love watching soccer games and playing soccer with my friends whenever I get the chance. My favorite soccer team is Barcelona. You're amazing. I'd also like to take a second to mention my biggest supporters, my family. They've always believed in me and are the reason I am who I am today. So, we're a family of 8, which is my father, mother, 2 older sisters, 2 younger sisters, younger brother, and of course me. I'm the 3rd child in my family, and I still live with my parents in Shafa Badran, Amman. Now, let me tell you a little bit about my daily routine. I wake up every day to pray Fajr, then go back to bed. At 6:30, I get out of bed again, go to the bathroom, wash my face, brush my teeth, then drink my morning cup of coffee with my mom. Once I'm fully awake and my mom's ready for work, I drop her off around 7:30, then run some errands. Once home again, I shower, get dressed, and brush my hair. I usually skip breakfast but I grab some more coffee before driving to work. I finish work around 9 p.m., then I either head back home, have dinner, watch sports, or I sometimes meet up with my friends and eat out. At the end of the day, I go to bed at 1 in the morning. I graduated from Al-Balqa University with bachelor's in electrical power engineering. After graduation, I worked as a site engineer for a whole year, which somewhat had something to do with my degree. But as of right now, I'm teaching at the Academy, and even though it has nothing to do with my degree, I love every bit of it. Since my college degree has nothing to do with English, you'll probably wondering how I got here. The story is quite simple. I actually started as a student at the Academy, like everybody else, to improve my conversational English. And as you can see, it has improved very much. After finishing the course, Mr. Antonio was kind enough to offer me an English teaching position at the Academy, and I definitely consider myself very lucky to work here. Thank you, Mr. Antonio. Now, let me tell you, the best part of being a student at Antonio's Way was that he encouraged me to speak English in front of crowds. And to be honest, it made me feel empowered and like I could do whatever I set my mind to. Speaking of empowerment, my role models are both my dad and mom, because they not only prepared me for life, but raised me to be strong enough to face all of its hardships. They also taught me to work hard, no matter what the circumstances. Especially my dad, he inspired me to pursue engineering, and because of that, I discovered a lot about myself, like how I'm really good at problem solving. Now, since we're talking about my qualities and all, let me tell you a little bit more about myself. What I really like about myself, that I'm responsible, helpful, and of course stand up for what I believe in. However, nobody's perfect, so I don't like how stubborn I am, but I'm working on it. At the end of the day, I'm happy being a teacher, but I'm still proud to be an electrical engineer. So let me tell you a little bit about it. It deals with properties of electricity and electromagnetism, which means electrical engineers design, develop, and test electrical systems, machinery, and equipment. So let's move on to some of its history. In general, I think it's safe to say that engineering has been around almost since the beginning of humanity. But as a profession, it emerged about 5,000 years ago around the construction of the pyramids. However, electrical engineering is a lot younger than most types of engineering, because electricity didn't exist until 1879. However, that doesn't change the fact that we are relying on this younger branch of engineering in our modern age a lot, like since electricity was introduced into our homes, businesses, and industries. So yes, electrical engineering has a big hand in all the amazing technology we not only love, but need. And it all started with the invention of the vacuum tube, which paved the path to modern technology. As I mentioned before, engineering is essential and vital to life, because at the end of the day, engineers find solutions to problems and improve what we already have. So engineers are part of all the industries and fields and aspects of life. And that's why there are so many different types, and each type has also lots of subfields. For example, civil engineering has 5 subfields, mechanical engineering has 12, and lastly, electrical engineering has 8. So let's move on to one of the main subfields of electrical engineering, which is what I specialized in, power. Power engineering focuses on the generation, transmission, and distribution of electricity. So power engineers design and work with transformers, generators, motors, high voltage engineering, and power electronics. In many regions of the world, governments maintain an electrical network, aka power grid, which is basically a network for delivering electricity from the producers to the consumers. And that's only one example for a place where electrical engineers work in. They also work in offices, labs, power plants, and a lot more. Really, the sky's the limit. Also, it's good to remember that electrical engineers need to be flexible and adaptable, because their day can involve a lot of different things, like project management, meeting with the clients, determining budgets, preparing project schedules, on-site work, and even supervising others from different fields, like scientists, programmers, and other engineers. I think it's safe to say that engineering in general is a very fast-paced and creative field, because at the end of the day, engineers are creative problem solvers that have an eye for advancement, growth, and new opportunities.
المدرسة الأنتونية أفضل مدرسة لتعليم اللغات في الكون.